This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Joy Rocket from Habitat for Humanity. Good morning, Joy.
Good morning.
So happy to have you here, and as community outreach person for Habitat for Humanity, you have a wide variety of hats that you wear.
I do.
And
a large closet of hats.
I bet you do. But as you said before we started taping, it's a great group of people and you love and support the mission, so that makes the job pretty easy then.
Yeah, makes it nice to go into work every morning.
Yes, it does. And you know, I know what Habitat is because I've been a volunteer in the past. I've done the nail sale. I've actually worked on houses and done all the fun stuff and brought lunches and things to the volunteers. Just let people know that there are so many things you can do. If you're not a builder, you can still be involved in the mission.
There's so many things that we need volunteers for. Like you mentioned, even something as easy and simple and fun as making lunch for our groups when they're on the build sites. And we have special events that come up, and we need volunteers also to help us at special events, whether it's taking tickets or selling tickets,
yes.
Guiding people to their seats, just helping with the background. We need volunteers in our offices, and we also, of course, need volunteers at our Restore.
And I would like to encourage people, if you haven't been to the Restore recently, you need to go.
You need to go almost every day because it changes every day.
It does every day, but it's bright and airy, and it's things look really good in there, and they're displayed very nicely, and it's easy to get to things. So people really need to go, and as you said, stop by every day because it changes.
It does, and we have a new addition that we're putting onto the building as well.
Yes, I saw that.
That's going to be for all our reupholstered furniture.
Oh, good idea. Because there's a big call and a big demand for that.
Very big.
Okay, so first event you have coming up is your nail sale. Tell us about the nail sale.
The nail sale is on the 27th and 28th of September. It's a Friday and a Saturday. They will be standing out in front of local businesses all the way from Rogers City to Harrisville, and we'll be handing out the cards with the golden nails on it, and then we ask just for a free will offering.
And I like the card. It says, nail represents stability, hammered with hope by homeowners and volunteers together. Your gift provides the strength of steel for homes and families.
Absolutely.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
And then the next big fundraiser that you're having, it's your second annual. Tell me about that one.
That is our Home is Where the Art Is. And as you see, I brought a couple pieces of art that we're going to have this year. It's an auction. We have a silent auction and live auction. Hot hors d'oeuvres. It's a wonderful evening at Art in the Loft.
Okay, and you actually are looking for more artists.
We are looking for more artists. Yes, definitely. Artists are wanted in all medias and all levels. This year we sent invitations out to the local high schools and also to the college, looking for young talent. And like I said, flat work, sculptures, pottery, jewelry, woodworking. I know there's a lot of talent in these areas that we can...
Yes, and jewelry, like you said. And actually, I want to draw attention to that duck. You actually did that duck.
I did. I made that duck, yes. That's a glass-on-glass mosaic.
And it's beautiful.
Thank you.
And I know last year it was a big success.
It was
it's very important that your fundraisers are successful because you build homes with those funds.
Not only do we build homes, but we have critical repair that we do on homes. We build access ramps. Sometimes people have a heater go out in the middle of the winter, hot water heater, furnace, windows. These are all things that we can help take care of.
Wow. And now, are you building any homes currently as we speak?
We do have homes currently in build, yes. And we have new homes starting in Harrisville soon.
Okay, so you have homes in this area, the Alpena area too?
Yes, yes, we do have homes in the Alpena area.
So you still have need for volunteers?
Absolutely. Always have need for volunteers.
And if, like we said before, if you're just a painter, if you're a landscaper, if you just are a cleaner, please call.
That'd be great. If we can find somebody who likes to paint or landscape, just likes to come in and help the family in their new home get organized. There's so many areas that you can come in and volunteer.
And how do people actually apply to become a recipient of one of the Habitat homes?
They can come either into our Restore, into our offices, Our offices are actually up on Chisholm in the First Presbyterian Church, or you can go to Restore, which is on 400 West Chisholm, and we have applications at both locations.
Okay, and fill them out, and then there's a selection committee.
There is a selection committee,
You know, we
yes.
don't want people to think that they get these homes for free, because that's not how it works.
No, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. For our homeowners, they actually have to put in so many hours of volunteering time. And that can be the homeowners, and it can be the family of the homeowners. Friends of the homeowners can put in hours for them as well. But it's still a lot of work.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Yes, it is. And it takes a lot of people to do it. So that's why it's nice to have someone bring lunch, or have someone who maybe is really good at a certain skill come and help for a day. Can really move
Right.
the project forward very quickly.
Very much so.
And back to the Restore again. If you have items that need to be picked up, now you don't go out every day to pick up items, but they
No.
can call, and
can
you're put
call.
on a list, and they will come to your home and actually pick up your items.
Yes, they will come to your home and pick up your items.
Are there any items that you do not take?
We don't take mattresses. We don't take sofa hide-a-beds.
Okay.
You have to call, because sometimes we're in the need of certain items.
Okay.
And then sometimes all of a sudden we have an overflow. So there are certain things that you do need to call and check on, like windows or bathroom appliances.
But if you're getting rid of a bunch of windows and a bunch of doors and kitchen cabinets, please
Give us a call.
Habitat. They'll come
Definitely
pick
give
them
us a
up.
call.
Okay, sounds wonderful. All right, let's go back to Homes Where the Art Is. Tell us again one more time where it is and when.
It's going to be at Art in the Loft, and it is on the 19th of October, which is a Saturday, starting at 5:30 in the evening.
Okay.
Like I said, there'll be hot hors d'oeuvres and a cash bar. We'll have some music playing, and then we're going to have our silent and our live auctions. It's going
Okay.
to be a lot of fun.
And you're still calling all artists, enjoy.
Still calling all artists until the 18th of October to bring your work in.
And how do they reach you?
They can get a hold of me at the offices, which is 354-5555, and my extension is 1003.
Okay.
Or they can stop by Restore, or they can swing by our offices.
Okay, well, thank you so very much for being here today, and I hope that your
Thank
nail
you.
sale is a great success, and if this is because you're putting a lot of wonderful people into home ownership, which is the right of everyone.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nancy.
I'll be right back with some information about the Sharing and Caring Dinner following these messages. Hi, welcome back, and as promised, I'm here to give you some information about the Sharing and Caring Dinner. I have Pastor Tom Orth and Pastor John Shipman. Good morning and welcome, gentlemen.
Good morning, Nancy.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for being here. And Tom, we're going to start with you. Caring and Sharing Dinner, it's an event that happened in our community for a number of years. I've been on several of the committees in the past, and this year I missed a meeting, so I'm in charge of our church.
Everything.
Yeah, in charge of our church's auction, and it's been exciting and fun, and we have some wonderful items. But give me a little bit of the history of the event.
Well, it began at St. Paul in 2012, and it was an opportunity for the church to celebrate a little bit, but also it was a gift from John Benson, who's a member of St. Paul, and he said, let's have a dinner, and the church went with that, and then they added some other activities like auction activities, Chinese raffles, bread bake-offs, and
Yes.
has gone to other things now. So it's been going on since then. One of the things that's been unique about it, and it's been a great part to be involved in, is that part of the proceeds go back into the community.
They do.
That's why it's the community celebrating and sharing dinner. And so every year some beneficiaries are chosen, and then part of the money from the dinner goes back to them.
Perfect. Now, Pastor John, you're new to the St. Paul Church, not necessarily new to Alpena, but you're new to St. Paul Lutheran, and you've been attending the meetings. So what do you think about this dinner?
Oh boy, everybody's set to move forward, and certainly I love how people are naming it throughout, caring and sharing rather than celebrating and sharing. It's all great. We all have to have that same name, and certainly we want everyone to be a part of it, everyone to come and help these folks who are truly in need. Certainly Feeding Kids Ministry is one of those, and certainly Alpena has a need. There are young people who are hungry, and certainly that's part of the money will go to that. The other is the Hope Shore Alliance, and that is a great organization helping battered women. And the reason why we're helping in that fashion is they have a specific need. They have a need for flooring in their building, and if we could have people come out with that vision of how we help in the community, that would be a great vision for us all to have.
Thank you very much. And Tom, as he said, every year we pick groups, and I mean, they get a considerable amount of money, these groups, and it is very good for their missions.
Yes. One thing that the churches do, since Grace has been involved with us the last few years, is we split the proceeds in three, 1/3 to St. Paul, 1/3 to Grace, and 1/3 to our community organizations. And so it can end up being a significant amount of money.
I do believe last year was about $1,500 per organization.
At least, I think, yeah.
Okay, so now we need to know the dates and the times and where we can go to get tickets.
I think I just heard you were selling tickets.
Well, I have the raffle tickets. Yes, I just happen to have those. And Pastor John, that was your idea this year to actually go out early and sell these items prior to the event, and it's been like a little over successful.
It's been wonderful. People are seeing that not only are there gifts to have, but rather they're seeing they can make a difference in the community. Yes, it's wonderful to win a gift, but it's better to make a difference. And certainly that's what we're doing here, making a difference in Alpena. These gifts that we are looking at, there are 5, or do we come up with 6?
Six.
Six, great. So again, each church is coming up with 3 each. And the one that I want most is to fly in a plane that's going to fly over Alpena, which is kind of cool. There's a car.
There's a Camaro.
A Camaro.
But it's a kid's electric Camaro.
Amen. Amen. And then there is a bench put together by Eric Steinke, which is marvelous. I've seen it. It is wonderful. Anyone would love to have that in their home.
Anything he does is a work of art, yes.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And then we have luggage donated by the Granada family, and a kayak donated by the Granada family, and also a chair from Alpena Furniture.
Right. All good things.
And we want to say that that airplane ride that you want to win is donated by Dr. Bob Courier, who does wonderful things for us in our community, everyone. And the car is by?
Bruce Anschutz of Anschutz Chevrolet.
And they do it every year. Another great organization in our community.
So we have a number of businesses in the community that are also supporting this and giving us some of these prizes, as well as prize packages being contributed by members of the churches too. So there's the Big Six raffle, there are silent auction, there's Chinese raffle, there's a 50-50 drawing, there's a dessert auction, and I'm sure I'm forgetting something.
Well, I just love that we're having an auctioneer come in and do the auction, which will it'll make it more fun.
And that's all by volunteer also.
Right.
Yes.
And we have a ton of volunteers, but let's go to the food. And as you know,
We don't want to miss that, because the
That's
owner
important.
of JJ's is coming in to donate the food. That
Yes.
is such a wonderful gift that he gives to this meal every year. So we encourage you to go to JJ's and eat
Yes,
and
and
celebrate
thank him.
and thank him for that, which he is doing. Truly, what a joyful gift. I guess he's done that every year.
yes.
So
And it's baked chicken, sausage and sauerkraut, red skin garlic, mashed potatoes, gravy, carrots, green beans, coleslaw rolls, butter, and dessert. And tickets are $15 each?
Correct.
$15 each, and I know they're available at Grace Lutheran, St. Paul Lutheran, Neiman's Family Market, the Alpena News.
those are the 4.
I think that's the place. Okay, they're all available there. And the dinner is actually Sunday, October 13th. Doors open at 11 a.m. So come in, because there's so many raffle items, Chinese items, and you'll want to pick out which dessert you want to try to win. So come early, get a seat for your family, then start looking around and picking out those items. And Pastor John, at our church, the items that are coming in are amazing.
Right. They surely are.
And Tom, yours, I couldn't believe when we went there for a meeting, some of the items you have too.
Yeah, we've got about 25 baskets. A lot of them are going to be in the Chinese raffle, and so it's inexpensive to buy the tickets and win.
Right, and win. So again, I really want to celebrate all the things that you can win, but the community wins if you are involved and you come to the dinner. So please, yes, you might say this is self-serving. It really isn't. It is really a way to make a difference in Alpena. And Nancy, you've done such great work, and thank you for letting us be a part of your show.
Oh, no problem. But I wanted to say that, you know, we sell 500 tickets, and folks, those 500 tickets sell out. People came in last year, and we had to turn them away. It was horrible, but it does sell out. So please get your tickets in advance.
Right.
And
Okay,
a lot of organizations throughout the years have benefited from this.
Yes, a lot of organizations. Okay, we have 1 minute left, so we have just 1 minute. 1 minute. Pastor Tom, Grace Lutheran, when are your services?
Our services are 5 o'clock on Saturday and 9:30 on Sunday morning.
Okay, Pastor John.
We have a new service that is a contemporary service, so that's at 10:30 on Sunday. We have a service at 9 as well on Sunday, and then at 5:30 on Saturday. You're welcome to be at all of them. Our 5:30 service is traditional. Our 9 o'clock service is a liturgical, and our 10:30 is contemporary, so come and be a part of it.
Thank you both so very much for being here.
Thank you,
Thank you
Nancy.
Thank you. Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College. Pleased to have as our guest this morning Dr. Carol Walchuk, speech instructor at ACC and advisor of the Language Society. And this is a wonderful activity. I've seen it up close. Speak to the viewers about the Language Society, if you would.
Okay, thank you, Dr. McMaster, and thank you for having me here today. We have a couple things coming up with the Language Society, the first of which is a symposium. And because 2 years ago, I believe it was 2 years ago, I was awarded the endowed chair for $5,000 through Alpena Community College. And that money all went to student fairs and lunches and whatnot, but all toward the trip. And to show that we had success with the trip, one of the things that we are going to do is hold this symposium. So members of that group are all presenting on a variety of topics. Dr. Vysotsky, who was one of the other chaperones involved, she's going to speak to our trip to Auschwitz and Birkenau. Evie Sikowski, who has taught herself German, is going to talk about our trip to Berlin, and she really came out of her shell. I'm going to speak to why language was so useful to us. So it's a variety of PowerPoint presentations, which just personally I find it's going to be just a great showing for what we actually did. I think I want to say we have at least close to 10,000 photographs among the 13 people
Wow.
who went. Yes.
So tell the viewers about the trip.
Okay, so first of all, we landed in France and we were late, and my students were panicking. They were at the front of the line, and I fortunately speak French. I walked up to the woman and asked what was going on. They've closed the doors, and I just very nicely, my nicest, most polite French, asked her, please, would you open the doors for us? And we were on. And we first started off in Germany. We went there into Berlin and then Potsdam. Both just really interesting, fabulous tours because we have guides associated with these tours. And then, and forgive me if I'm off on this, I'll consult my notes. Where did we go after that? Oh, we went to Prague. Which was really interesting because it's one of the parts of the world that didn't get destroyed during World War II.
Yes.
But, and unfortunately, their source of energy during that time was coal, and so much of their buildings and monuments are made from, I believe it's called soapstone, so it's all blackened, but it was something interesting to see for sure. So we learned how to speak a bit of that language too, and then we made our way to Slovakia, just a pit stop, not too far from Czech language, and then off to Poland, where we used all the Polish that we know, kielbasa, kluski noodles, punchkis, you know, they were all, the locals I think were impressed with us.
Yeah.
And then after Poland, we went to, let me see, I think our last stop, which was Hungary, Budapest, which I thought it was Buda and Pest, but the two different cities were joined by a bridge.
Yes.
And there we got to take just a tour of the city. And Hungarians are interesting people because they weren't pulled in either direction during the war, but they have very strong opinions about what happened and control of this part of the world. So also extremely an interesting stop.
So how many students did you have?
We had double what we had last time. So
Yeah.
we went last year, this year we had 10 students and we had 3 faculty members.
Wonderful.
So it was so good to see that, you know, the whole idea of opening up the doors to travel and language, and the fact that you can actually use your language is a good thing to know, that there's opportunity.
Well, and it's to your credit. You've planted this seed. I remember when when the first group went across, it was historic.
Remember, you drove us to Detroit.
I do remember that.
That's where we started. You drove to, some of them hadn't been on a plane,
Yes.
which was true for some of these people too. Some of them hadn't even been out of Michigan.
And what was their takeaway?
Their takeaway, many of them were affected by our trip to Auschwitz and Birkenau you couldn't not be. But one of the things I think they learned to do was adapt, in the sense that when you want to present yourself as an American, you're going to do your best to learn to use certain vocabulary words. And I'm going to be speaking to this at the symposium, but we received really positive feedback because we tried.
Yeah.
So their takeaway, I think, was, yeah, language is a good thing, and getting to see different parts of the world opened up their eyes to the way other people live, and it's a lot different than the U.S. Yeah, I hope that was, and most of them positive. So I have a lot of feedback from them to thank ACC for also the Emphasis on Learning grant, which we received, and that money also went toward the students. And when I said, tell me why you wanted to go, tell me what you got out of it, it was I was just so surprised. Culture was so different. I didn't anticipate certain things. So I think even more so, a lot of them walk away with a little bit more height in their attitude, metaphorically speaking, in the sense that they feel, I'm traveled now.
Yeah.
I'm educated and I'm traveled.
Yeah, the world is a big place, but it can be navigated.
Exactly, well put, exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard one of your students, a friend of ours, Graham, spoke very compellingly about the trip, what he'd learned, the power of it, the history. So this is kind of an interdisciplinary approach you're taking, where students are learning languages, but they're seeing how the world works in where that language is spoken. Wonderful.
Yes, exactly.
So
I don't know if we have more time to just say that this year, the Language Society, yes, we're focusing on a trip 2 years from now. We're going to go to Italy and Greece. So we're going to go to the south, and we're going to go in May. So, but also this year, our plan is to do a night in fill in the blank. And our first night is going to be Japan, and we're going to have sushi treats and learn how to make origami cranes. One of our Japanese members, Yuki Nishibashi, who is really shy, is taking the whole, I'll do this. And he's going to talk about anime. And we're also going to talk about a song, Sukiyaki, which was the only Japanese song in Japanese to hit #1 in the United States. Kind of old, but we'll touch on what we can. So then we're going to do Mexico. We have a student who lived a year there, and a variety of countries depending on students' knowledge of those cultures.
Well, thank you, Carol. That sounds exciting.
Yes.
And thank you for everything you're doing here. And thank you, folks, for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks, Don.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.